Good morning. This is Dr. Cooper, and this is a podcast for the ENG102 Freshman Composition course. Today's podcast is the Week 4 weekly podcast. And as you can see, I'm coming to you this morning with a screencast so we can talk about Week 4 and our next step in the phase of writing this research paper. So most of you have done a successful job in choosing a topic. And remember, I'm not just being picky about your topics. I'm trying to help you choose a topic that I know you can be successful with. If I just approved every topic, in the end, there's no guarantee that you're going to be successful. Well, there's still no guarantee. But at least I can start you off on the right foot so that I can help guarantee that you will be successful in the end. So there are about 5 of you that still need to rewrite your research prospectuses, your research proposal, and get that approved before you can turn in assignment number 3. So if you want to get that in and not lose any points, this all needs to happen by the end of today, because assignment number 3 is due as well, and it has to be done on your completed or approved topic. So if you submitted an assignment number 3 and you haven't gotten an approved topic, I'm going to be giving you a 0 and basically saying you don't have an approved topic. So let's get those topics approved so that you can move forward in the next step. Okay, so the next step, as you can see when we click on Module 1, we're going to be working on our outlines for our papers. So at this point in the stage, we need to decide which type of argument we are going to write. So for this week, I'm having you read Chapter 10 in your textbooks, the online handbook in Connect, which is about argument. And then I've also provided for you a couple of handouts to read. So when you go into Week 4, you will see that our objective is to be able to generate original ideas for our papers. That's what we're working on. And then you're going to present an idea persuasively in an academic college level outline. That's your paper number 1. And then of course we're going to refine strategies of academic research, including selecting a topic and defining the issue or problem. So that's all part of the process of this week. So in the handbook, oops, it says none. That should not be done. Let me fix that. Okay, so Chapter 10, Arguments, when you click that, it'll take you over to the McGraw-Hill Handbook, and you'll see this in Week 4, 10A, 10B, C, D, and E, all on arguments. And then, of course, we'll talk more about these other 2 items later. Okay, so after you've done your reading, you want to read this handout as well. And this handout will go through what is a position or a proposal argument. Okay, and then we have a couple of lessons here. One is on writing arguments. This is a very important lesson. I'm noticing that a lot of people tend to skip some of these lessons, and that's why you're unclear about what it is you're supposed to be doing. The focus, again, this week is on argumentation. So you have a chapter to read, you have a handout to read, and then you have a soft chalk lesson that'll take you through. Once you've gone through all that material, there should be no doubt in your mind that we are writing one of 2 types of paper, position or proposal. And you will know which one to write. Well, you'll know how to write both, but you're going to choose which one you want to focus on. You can change the type of paper that you want to change, or you can change the type of paper that you want to write if you want to do that later in the semester. But at this point, you're going to choose one for your outline, position or a proposal. So how do you write an outline? Here's a quick video from YouTube that both goes through the basics of writing an outline, the 4 main components. You want to make sure that you do a good job with that. And then, of course, we have our assignment, paper number 1. Before I talk about that, I want to talk about our Module 1 quiz. So at the end of each module, you will have a quiz that is worth 20 points. All 5 quizzes from all 5 modules will add up to 100 points. You need to average a C on all 5 of those quizzes in order to eliminate a final exam in this course. So it's very easy to do. So a couple of things I've set up to help you. One, after each chapter, I've presented you with some questions that can help guide you through the material that you are responsible for learning that week in the reading. The module quizzes go through most of the reading. So if you've gone through and taken the time to answer those, what I call mini quizzes, which aren't required, by the way. You don't have to do them. But if you did look at them, answer some questions, those quizzes will help you do well on the Module 1 quiz, which does count for your grade and is required. So if you didn't read, you didn't do the mini quizzes, and then you go to take the module quiz, you're probably not going to do very well. So keep that in mind as you get started on this quiz. So the quiz will open on Thursday. You might see it a little bit sooner than that, but you can start on it whenever you see it, and you'll have until next Monday to complete the quiz. That quiz will be offered in Connect Composition, so just click the link here, and when you get over to Connect Composition, you will then see in the Week 4 folder the Module 1 reading quiz required. Okay? All right, so let's go back to Paper 1. So like I said, Paper 1 is outline. And in order for you to do well on the outline, you need to make sure you do the reading, like I said, but you also want to start thinking about a context analysis for your paper. So when you were in English 101, you probably learned about rhetorical situation. For every piece of writing that you do, you have to consider 5 elements of the rhetorical situation. They are the writer, that would be you, who you are, and how you build your credibility, ethos. The audience, who are you writing for? Your topic, your purpose, what is your reason for writing? And in this case, that's been determined for you. It's either to argue a position or propose a solution to a problem. That's position or proposal paper. And then the last thing is to consider the context with which you are writing this paper. So when we start to write, if we don't consider those 5 elements, we're sort of lost when we sit down to write. We don't have a reason for writing other than the teacher told me to. Well, that shouldn't be your reason. That's why I wanted for you to pick a topic that you were interested in, something that was relevant for today, so that when you're writing this paper, you can feel that there is some importance to it. So what I want for you to do before you construct your outline is do a context analysis for your paper. And it says to develop a good sense of your context in writing a position or proposal paper, you should answer the following questions. So I've given you this handout. It's a worksheet, and there's a bunch of questions on it. If you take it through, even if you don't write the answers down on paper, that's fine. As long as you're thinking through the answers, that's going to help shape and mold your paper when you start to do the outline. If you don't really have a good idea or a good understanding of what it is that you're doing, it will make it hard to start outlining your paper. Keep in mind that the outline is just a draft. You don't know exactly everything that's going to be in your final paper at this point. This is just a map. So you know how you build a house, you have a blueprint? Well, you're creating a blueprint. But in this case, your blueprint is going to change and adjust as you move through the process. So your outline will grow and change with you. So download this handout here called the Context Analysis Worksheet, and then answer questions. Take notes if you need to, and if you don't need to take notes, that's okay. I'm not going to collect this in any way, but I'm asking you for you to consider the rhetorical situation. Who is your audience? What do they need to know? What are their values? What are their needs? That's going to shape what it is that you say in the paper. What are the expectations from your audience? What are the circumstances? Why did you even pick that topic? That needs to be known. What's the purpose of this? Okay, so these questions will help guide you. Now, once you've done that, your context analysis is what it's called, then you're going to do your outline. Now, there are 2 outlines here that you can see that are example outlines. What I want for you to do is to make your outline look identical to this one. Only thing you're going to do is take my information and erase it and add in your information. Add in your name. Add in your last name up here for your heading. Okay? If you're doing a proposal paper, obviously you would grab the other outline and you would write your issue. What's your issue question? Okay? What type of issue is your topic or issue? Okay? Now once you've done that, you are going to copy your outline, and then you're going to go over to McGraw-Hill and you're going to submit your outline. So when you click in here, Paper 1 Outline, this is where you're going to submit your first draft. So you click First Draft. It gives you the guidelines of what you're supposed to be doing. It tells you that you will follow the My Tasks to make sure that you are following along with the rewrite process. We're going to do a peer review and the rewrite. So you say, okay, I got that. And now you have the opportunity to paste in your outline. So I do a Control V. So I did a Control A, Control C to copy, and a Control V as in Victor to paste. So now I have my paper, my outline. Its format still holding correctly. And all I have to do is then submit my first draft. Okay, so to submit it, I would scroll all the way to the bottom and hit Submit. If you just save it, you're only saving it for yourself to see. You're not submitting it to participate in the next process. So you hit submit. But before I do that, let's look at the process. So after you've all submitted on Sunday, next Monday, you'll hear me talking about peer reviews. So you will have a week to do peer reviews in your small groups. So you're probably already familiar with the people in your group. So those groups are listed in Connect as well. And we'll work on peer reviews. I'll talk about that assignment more later. Once peer reviews are completed, you'll be able to read your peer comments as well as my comment, and then you will submit your final submission on the 24th. So this is a couple of weeks process that we're going to be working on this. So each week you'll hear about the next process and the next step, the process, and then you will be able to complete the process. Okay? So the outline will continue to grow. It will continue to change as you do more research. So let's go ahead and scroll down to the bottom, and I'm going to submit this. Okay? You can't save or submit any work for this assignment while in student to preview. Oh, bummer. All right, you will be able to submit. I can't because I'm not a student. All right, so let's go back to the paper 1 assignment. Okay, so there's the outlines here. That's the position outline. That's the proposal outline, the guidelines, which I've posted or in Connect, as well as here. And then here's just a reminder that you need to submit in Connect, not here in Canvas. You're not writing an essay. It's going to be an outline, and this is how you will be graded on that. Okay, so I'll grade them over in Connect, and then I'll transfer the grades back over here. All right, so that's it this week. If you have any questions, or if you need any help with anything, make sure you let me know. Don't forget, some of you need to call me to get your topics approved. I'm waiting. I've had to stop this record 3 times already to answer phone calls. Good job for those of you who called in. For the rest of you, don't be afraid to call. I'm a very nice person.